Bottom of the fourth, early summertime in Arlington, Texas. Temperature in the 90s. It's a 3-3 game, and to lead it off for the South All-Stars, a new pitcher is Jeremy Fuller. Jeremy Fuller from Lewisville. A 9-5 record for Fuller this past year. So Jeff Parker goes 3 innings, gives up 4 hits, struck out 5, walked 1, allowed 3 runs. Carlos Sepulveda leading it off in the 4th inning from Brazos Wood. Sepulveda at 6'2" and 210. Matt Fox will hit second. Fuller with a 9-5 record, representing the Fighting Farmers from District 5-5A. And a swing and a miss, and Jeremy Fuller records the 6th strikeout for North pitching. Sepulveda comes up empty. And here's the shortstop, Matt Fox. Struck out in the 2nd. The South All-Stars and Fox avoided somehow from getting hit. South All-Stars, 3 runs on 4 hits. Speared nicely by Fuller, who stayed with it, Roger. That's a nice play by Fuller to get the glove down.
His coach, Mike Campbell, who is here today, will tell you he taught him that. Nice play by Fuller.
That ball ticketed for center field, and Fuller got the tailgate down and stopped it.
Fuller seemed a bit far away to throw underhand to first, but again, something he's probably used to doing in his program. Some pitchers will underhand it or just toss it over softly overhand to first on a play like that.
So 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch up high from Jeremy Fuller. And a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 2-1. Center field and a base hit with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Dickie Gonzalez, the pitcher. Jeff Taylor singles to center. Here's Gonzalez. And this one into center field. Gonzalez is 2 for 2. Dickie Gonzalez with his 2nd hit and the team's 6th. So Vasquez has been busy the last 2 innings at the top of the order. Joshua Ball from San Antonio, Alamo Heights. Ball has singled and struck out. 2 on, 2 outs in the bottom half of the 4th. Mark Hewitt, his coach in San Antonio, Runner
working
at
that
first
open.
is Gonzalez. Taylor at second.
Left-handed hitter who works with an extremely open stance with that front foot pointed toward right field, so he's predisposed to pulling the baseball rather than going the other way with it.
Charlie Mariana well out of the coaching box at third. Hoping for some activity his way. A 1-2 count on Joshua Ball. 6 runs and 8 hits combined for these teams. We're tied at 3. A look to second. Breaking pitch is slammed to the right side. Schmidt will shovel to the pitcher covering Fuller, and a 3-1 putout. And the North will strand a couple of runners. In the bottom of the 4th for the South All-Stars. No runs on a couple of hits, no North miscues, and 2 lefts. We head to the 5th. It's still a 3-3 game. The new pitcher for the South All-Stars, right-hander Robert Marino. No doubt the most colorful uniform that we have seen in these 2 All-Star games, Roger. And a new catcher as well, Joshua Johnson.
Who actually goes by K. Johnson. I don't know where you get K out of Joshua, but that's how Chuck Morgan has announced him here this afternoon.
Joshua Johnson from Baytown Sterling. And the new pitcher, Robert Marino, from Corpus Christi Moody.
Marino pitched in the state tournament in Austin, but had a very rough outing against eventual state champ Round Rock in the semifinals. And certainly not easy for him to go into UT's Dish Falk Field and pitch in a venue like that. And he gets to do it again here today at the ballpark in Arlington in a big league park.
Jeremy Fuller leads it off in the top of the 5th for the North All-Stars, and the first pitch up high from Robert Marino. So Dickie Gonzalez went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, struck out 2, and gave up a run. Towards the right field line. If it stays fair, it does. It'll be a double as it goes into the stands. Hit right on top of the line by Fuller. And a ground rule double.
He goes the other way with this one, and let's see if it was a chalker. It's right there, just short of the foul line, and bounds into the stands for the ground rule double.
So Fuller leads off with a double in the top of the 5th. And here's Vasquez. Julian Vasquez.
He's had a nice afternoon for himself.
Robert Marino compiled a record of 12-1 at Corpus Christi Moody. Vasquez has tripled and singled. He's 2 out of 2 and a run scored. Game tied at 3, top of the 5th. Marino misses outside. The Trojans from Corpus Christi Moody. That last pitch started up high, dropped down. It was over the plate but high. And not a bad location. That misses low. So a 2-1 count to Vasquez with Scott Fahey. Oh, we may have a... That is Fahey on deck. Position players will play 5 innings and give way to another player for 4 innings. Our third pitcher today for the South. off for the end of the bat, and the count now evens up at 2-2. The North getting 2 runs in the second and 1 more in the third. They've collected 4 hits now.
And the South with all 3 of theirs in the third on 3 hits to tie it.
There's a runner at second, Jeremy Fuller. Shot from center field. And the next pitch, hit to the right side. The runner advances over to third, and Vasquez rounds out 4-3, but Roger hit it to the right side, and Fuller has an extra base.
This one with the effect of a bunt, except he grounds it over that way to second base. And the runner advances to third. Jeremy Fuller, the pitcher, now on third for the North. And Fahey, who tripled his last time up to drive in a run, has a chance to do so again this time.
Scott Fahey has grounded into a double play and has tripled. Drove in Vasquez in that 1-run third inning.
And that was really the only rocky part of Dickie Gonzalez's outing, because after that he settled down to retire 6 straight.
Pitch outside, Scott Fahey with almost 50 hits this year, 49. And that one foul back. Is there a program at Duncanville that's weak? I don't think so. Volleyball, girls basketball, boys basketball.
I mentioned David Need earlier. Todd Ritchie, I believe, is still pitching in the big leagues, or at least in the pros, out of Duncanville. He's another name that comes to mind out of that
I think he was
Duncanville
a Minnesota
Panther.
pick. Yeah.
I think you're right.
A quick look at third by Marino on the pitch home. Swung on and missed. Mike Jacobs started and Dickie Gonzalez for 2 innings, and now Robert Marino on the hill for the South. A 1-2 count to Scott Fahey. And the lead at third by Fuller, and Fahey stays alive at the plate.
It's got to be a bit warm out there for the new pitcher for the South, with those gold long sleeves.
Kind of the Pittsburgh look in the 70s, a little bit. A bingo longo look. Traveling All-Star.
One of those ASA tournaments in Oklahoma City.
A 2-2 count to Scott Fahey. And again, a look at the runner at third by Marino, and the pitch home. This is outside, now 3-2. Jeremy Fuller leading off with a double, advanced on the ground out, and Fahey takes strike 3 call. The third strikeout for South pitching today, and that is the second out and a huge out. And the batter is Aaron Sisk from Arlington Heights. The Yellow Jackets, a regional quarterfinalist this past year, had a team record of 23-11. Tommy Elliott, head coach of the Yellow Jacket program, won the state championship last year.
Sisk hit for both average and power for Coach Tommy Elliott, who's down in the first base box at Fort Worth Arlington Heights. He also, according to Elliott, has an above-average arm, so New Mexico's Lobos getting a very good player in Sisk.
There is Coach Elliott. Sisk has flied out to the first baseman and likewise to the second baseman. A 3-3 game with 2 gone in the top of the 5th. And Marino wants to readjust his right shoes. He ties up the right shoe.
North will be disappointed, John, if they strand Fuller at third after having him there with nobody out, or at least with 1 out.
Pitch misses outside.
Moreno works much slower than Dicky Gonzalez did for the South.
Hit to the shortstop box. Picks, throws, and there is out number 3. Yeah, a leadoff double does not score a run for the North All-Stars. In the top of the 5th, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Halfway through as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, it's the North All-Stars 3 and the South All-Stars 3. Changes defensively for the North All-Stars. Brad Williams is the new catcher. Brad Hopp is the new first baseman. Chris Stevens at third base. He's from Sherman. And we'll try to pick up these others as we can. Stephen Berry from South Garland is the new shortstop. And in the bottom of the 5th, Mike Rogers leads us off and hits one to Berry at short. And the throw-in time over to Brad Hopp for out number 1. 1 swing and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. So Steve Berry comes in and handles the first out. Craig Martin, the hitter. The South All-Star third baseman who was singled and grounded out. And another chance for Stephen Berry. And he's 2 for 2. 2 gone.
John, if you have any butterflies at all playing here in the ballpark in Arlington, the way you get rid of them is to get a couple of ground balls early when you first come in, and Berry has gotten just that here in the bottom of the 5th and has made 2 nice plays.
Katie Johnson, the catcher, stands in. Johnson from Baytown Sterling. Jeremy Fuller, in relief of Jeff Parker, has struck out 1. Allowed 2 hits in the last inning, but the South All-Stars did not score. Matt Whitehead, the other man you were talking about, Roger, in the first inning, now the new second baseman.
Matt Whitehead from Athens, where they say the first hamburger was ever made. The home of the hamburger. I don't know how true that is, but they do have a hamburger festival in Athens.
And taken head high by Chris Stevens at third. 2 ground balls and a line drive out in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the 6th. It's still a 3-3 game. the pitcher, number 21, Jeremy Fuller. 3 hits in the inning and a run. And they're at the corners. Whitehead at first. Barry at third. From our high home shot, over at third, you see Stephen Barry and Matt Whitehead, the runner, at first. You see where the infielders line up. Fuller doubled his last time up at that ground rule double down the line in right field. Not much of a swing by Fuller.
He's the 6th batter to come to the plate this inning for the North against Moreno.
The series between these regions are even at 11 wins apiece and 1 tie, and Fuller swings and misses.